So she had told me that she's seen it before. She's seen something before. It
or like
didn't
just a
have
figure?
it didn't have a gender.
Okay.
There was this figure. I'm getting to it. But when I tell you she said it to me, she said it to me so calmly.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
you know?
well, Grace, it's a they them.
Stop it.
Okay.
Cut the camera. So she had told me there's this figure. You know, I've seen it. It's like this. It looks like a shadow. It looks like it's black, and it'll stand in the middle of the hallway, and
the upstairs hallway.
Yep. It'll stand in the hallway. I'm getting chills. It'll stand in the hallway. Sometimes it'll be closer to the floor. Sometimes it'll be closer to the ceiling. You know, sometimes. So I'm thinking, why are you telling me so calmly? Second of all,
freak anybody out.
This sounds like you are explaining to me what I would picture as the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of this darker entity. It doesn't have a gender. It's like...
Right.
And it's upstairs. And when I completely forgot about that. And I had walked upstairs and I was like, man, this feels different. Like, this looks different. Yes. It feels different. And it's almost like every level of this house has a different feel. Like, this feels like I'm in an open space. That feels like I don't want to go into it. Okay?
Yeah.
The second, the first floor that you get to is like, oh, this feels like a home. This feels more welcoming.
I thought that front room was heavy.
Yeah, the front room was heavy.
And then you go upstairs and it's like, this feels almost like, we said it earlier, it's almost like a schoolroom, almost. Because they had this old chalkboard.
Right.
Of this old schoolroom chalkboard. And to get back into the history, this house used to be a halfway home, is I think what they said. Mm-hmm. And it had gone from renter to renter. Deaths, let's talk about the fun part everyone wants to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
So it's about the land. It's not about the house. It's about the land. On this land, there was a motorcycle accident right on the land. So the person had gotten an accident on the road, landed on this land, died. Okay. The second one was a van, I think she said, and the same thing happened. There was an accident. They actually crashed into the yard, and he died here on site.
Jeez.
So
that's pretty intense, huh? It's like it's a cursed land or something like that.
Well, is there a curve in the road that we're talking about? Like, what makes these people fly off the road?
I don't know.
It's just a straight shoot. And
it
turn
is.
Off. There's a curve like right before, but once you get to
here.
this address, it's straight.
See, that's even more suspicious to me,
It
because
is.
I could see if there was a curve that naturally put people onto this land.
Road that made you go that way?
Right.
Something
What's
a lot of times when
standing
roads are
in the
paved
road?
over graveyards
Yeah.
and stuff like that, a lot of those roads will be cursed like that.
Or what kind of dark figure is standing in the middle of the road that makes you veer off and come onto the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So upstairs in the nursery, there's like a crawl space door, and I went up there to see just how the baby monitor's position is, to see maybe why there's like a blur in there when the baby's up there. And it was really weird. The door was closed fully, and all of a sudden I see it push open just a hair, like somebody lightly pushed on it enough to where it just kind of went like this a little bit, and it swayed a little bit, and it just got really heavy feeling up there. That upstairs, it just does not feel very comfortable to be up there by myself. But seeing that little door move, that kind of spooked me a little bit, because it was closed fully, and then it just pitched open just the slightest.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go through with a baseline sweep here. All right, we're going to see what all the EMF levels are and check the temperature.
So what do we just kind of just sit one?
Yeah, you can. You can. Right now what we're going to do is just go through with various devices, and we're going to basically check out the atmosphere. So that way we can monitor it during the course of the investigation, see if there's any changes. Also, based on the baseline sweep that we do here, we can see if there's any additional points of interest that we might want to target, aside from the two that they picked up on and a couple that you mentioned.
We've got a body cam. We've got a few extra things this last time.
Yeah, they don't say VIP on it.
What does it?
Your body.
Okay,
Yes.
nice.
We need to update them so they can say VIP on it. So Matt's checking out the thermal here, and then we got Kyle and Linda. Kyle's using the Testament, and Linda is using the tri-field meter. And they're both EMF detectors, so we're going to use them side by side. So if there's any spikes that we get, we'll be able to use another one to compare. We're also looking for any stray spikes, any spikes that might be there and then gone. Those don't necessarily aren't of a paranormal nature, but it's something to keep in mind, of course, as any kind of secondary evidence if something else appears. Meanwhile, Grace is hanging out at the table there, and she's monitoring the phone lines in case anyone calls us for the case.
You're so funny. You should be a comedian.
What you got in your hand there?
A phone. Taking pictures. What the? He's an ass. Did you know that? You want pictures or not? I don't have to give you pictures.
I'd like pictures. I
No,
appreciate
I don't want to do it anymore.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Kind of a... Must be coming off of this. I don't know. I don't know what it's coming off of. Like it's been like 0.3 throughout that entire room, but right here it just jumped up to 0.9 and then up to like 1.3 and then dipped back down again. Yours isn't.
And you have it just set on mad, right?
Yeah, just the first setting. Yeah, the first click there.
Did Jeff go back that way?
He's right here.
Over there. Oh, you're okay.
So
What's wrong?
right over top of this child's toy, this little thing that he gets in and rides, I'm getting pretty somewhat significant spikes.
It went to 8 something, didn't it?
Yeah, it went to 8, but nobody else is getting anything.
Put it right where yours is. Nothing?
No.
They're on the same setting?
Yeah, they're on the same setting.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah,
So,
that is weird.
whatever it is, it's isolated to yours.
It is.
Try switching them. Try you holding another one and let someone else hold yours and see if they get the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, here we'll
I
swap.
mean, there is a TV on the other side here.
But still, it should be getting it on all three of them.
Yeah.
Like, mine jumped up to an 80 point something just a minute ago.
Yeah, switch with someone and see.
Over the place.
He's radioactive.
That's what it said.
Oh, I
So it's still working. It's just that device. It's not the person.
Right.
Is it still doing it?
Is it, is the battery low?
No, it's on 3. 3 out of 4.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, yours is going nuts.
It is going nuts. I wonder why. It gets all over the place.
It should be.
Now it stopped.
I'll wait for y'all.
Now it's calming down a little bit.
What we're gonna do here is just gonna kind of sit down and we're rocking the baby here. I know that whoever hangs out in this room, it seems that you like to come around the baby. So I got him right here. Gonna kind of put him in the crib if you want to come over and play with him. Here we go. Oh, gotta support the head, the baby's head. You know, that's important there. All right. There we go, laying him down here in the crib. Alright, he's there, so yeah, we should have left a EMF detector or something with the camera. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that.
It looks like it's open, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's still locked. I was like, literally no way.
Yeah, if it popped open right now, we know there's something going on there.
Well, she was saying she felt like she kept being drawn to this back wall, which is funny because this back wall leads to that other crawl space. So that's pretty interesting. That's why I think we should bring the stethoscope and see if we can hear anything on the other side of the wall.
I think that's an excellent idea.
But what? I mean, what?
The wheelchair has
I just wanted to see.
heat on. Could you shine a flashlight on here?
Is it this metal part here?
Yeah.
I don't think you
But
can
I don't know
touch that.
what that will
No.
be reflecting.
don't know.
Because there's nothing.
No, I just went like this. It just said 12 something too, so I don't know what I just
Yeah.
went here. What else says 15?
So do you see any heat on the handle right now that I'm touching?
Yeah, now the handle's lit up.
Yeah,
That's weird.
that is weird. So it's almost like somebody grabbed it. But I know it wasn't either.
But that's a lot. That's a large area to grab, right? I mean,
It
that's the whole
is.
thing.
But I don't know what would. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of metal stuff in here. Like,
Right.
this trash can's not reflecting anything.
No.
So, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Nothing major.
Oh, not.
That was
And unless it's reflecting body heat. But I noticed it when I was standing over there, so it couldn't have been a reflection of body heat.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
it's like this whole, like right here, right?
Right.
This whole area.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Or a cat ball.
Grace, we were just upstairs, right? And we took this doll and put it in the crib.
We did. It was so
Kind of-
careful.
Right, kind of simulate like a baby going into the crib to see if anything kind of wanted to come out and mess around with it. But really, some good interaction is going to be obtained through this device that Grace has in her hand. If you want to explain that and the science behind it.
So, this is basically like a music box without the music, in a sense, or it's basically motion detecting, and it has this whole long spiel thing that it does, not spiel, but it goes through this sequence of lights. And since there's so much movement and everything, it's not calibrating right. So if you put it somewhere that is in an open space or whatever, it would calibrate to make sure. And then if something were to come over the little ball thing at the top once the lights go out, it will light up. Should. There you go. But since there's so much movement and it's not on a flat surface, it's kind of hard to debunk, or not debunk, what's the word?
Calibrate.
Yeah. Then it does the whole sequence all over again. So it's something that you can pick up with an eye because of how long that sequence is. People use this in like farther away places because of how bright the lights are and how long it goes on. And then does the whole thing over again, and it'll go off again, and it'll go off to movement. So if something goes over it, you would know. So if we put this in the crib and something were to reach over or go around the baby in a sense, this would tell us. And we can also put a cat ball next to it to kind of make it more, anybody word?
Yeah, more intriguing,
yeah.
enticing, you know.
Right, and it would give us a double check, you know, and so
Right.
that everybody knows how a cat ball works.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, it's a cat toy, in a sense, and it just goes off when something moves it.
Absolutely.
So if we take both of these up, we can even lay more cat balls down. There's a baby monitor in that room. That's kind of a video over there. And it'll kind of record when something kind of changes.
So let's go ahead and set that upstairs where we want it to be, but then let's go downstairs to start our stuff and give that a chance to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get them to keep an eye on the baby monitors to see if it actually goes off.
And appropriately enough, his name is Scooby.
Scooby.
Is it?
Yeah.
Scooby.
So because there was some thermal activity in there, Matt picked up that one part of the wheelchair was hot. It resembled when Linda had touched the handle and took her hand away, how it still left that heat signature there. So it had a heat signature, but no one had touched it in that area, and it was kind of a long area. But being that there's some activity like that in there, we figured we'll take a thermal pad. We'll stick it in there. Something could go ahead and leave an imprint on this. Just by touching it like that, any change in temperature will cause it to be able to leave a hand mark on there. It'll stay for a little bit of time so we can go back and check it. We're also going to take the REM pod and we're going to stick that inside this area here where we can hear it, see it, and kind of monitor it, because really, like, I think people are a little worried about going in that room and sitting there in the dark. I don't know. Are we? Is that
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I'd go in there and sit there by myself if if somebody needs to, but I don't like it.
Yeah, so you're trying to do it out here and kind of leave the stuff in there, see if anything messes with it, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll move in there because no one's afraid of sitting in there. And Grace even volunteered. She said, I'll go sit in there by myself if I have to. So we can have her do that, and Matt will just take over, monitor the phones.
Flickering.
Bumped and flickering.
But it's the cat ball.
Yeah.
That's the one you have to basically like flick.
Yeah.
And it's still going off.
Yeah,
It's going off
Oh,
again.
it's going again.
So something is, and it's right there near the baby that I left in the crib.
And that you have to stand right over, so I'm almost wondering if it's over here. Like it's coming from that wall that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. There it goes.
Something's right over top of that.
So what if we put...
Interesting.
We have a second digital voice recorder. Why don't we put it upstairs in that room as well?
Well, I would.
And leave it recording while we're gone. While we're not up there.
That's weird. I've never had my cat ball do that.
Oh, it's definitely still going.
It says baby unit 1 motion detected.
There's motion.
So the
That's the
camera
second
just
time.
detected motion.
Mm-hmm. That's the second time it came up.
So I have the full spectrum pointing at that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
Am I
if
hitting the
anything-
camera? Sorry.
No, you're good.
It does move.
It'll
then I have a good
catch.
chance of getting it.
Okay.
Well, I watched it for.
But we came down here.
Four
right?
or 5 minutes and it didn't light up.
Yeah,
Does your full spectrum record audio?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So he's got a camera with audio
Yeah,
on
and I've
it.
got it hooked up to a external battery.
Okay,
so-
good.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got a camera on it.
Good. That's perfect. Yeah, because this,
And it stopped.
it stopped. Yep, there it goes. It stopped.
It finally stopped.
So this is interesting because while that light was going off, it didn't set off the motion detector, right?
Right.
But then at random times, it said the baby monitor actually detected motion. So it wasn't picking up that light. It was picking up something moving around in there.
I wonder if the baby monitor, if the camera is sensitive enough to pick up like things like dust in the air.
I was gonna say temperature.
But then would dust turn the ball on?
Can I say something really
Yeah,
fast?
dust ain't turning that ball
How
on.
come the ball
Right?
the ball stops, temperature drops, temperature rises?
I think some would just. I got cold chills.
I did too.
I think somebody just went from there to here.
Maybe.
Can you come touch this REM pod? Can you come touch the little antenna on top?
It's pretty close.
I was gonna say pretty close to you.
I know. She's like,
But dust shouldn't set the motion off.
No.
I
and
think
I'm.
so.
I mean, like I've got a baby monitor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it,
Yeah. Maybe like a big fly. You know, like
That's
a
what
horse
I was.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I guess
Like every once in a while, we'll see a clump
What?
of cat hair.
But
from
then
one of our
also it's
cats
like-
that's in there fly out.
I
And
wa-
it doesn't.
you know, we watched it like we are right now for minutes and nothing was happening, and then all of a sudden it said the baby motion, whatever the
But
thing,
the parents
and you
also
were-
And then-
just left.
and then the light hit a couple
did.
times.
Yeah,
I
they
You
did
would
loud.
see the dust too, because that type of black and white IR light
Yeah.
will reflect dust particles.
So
Okay,
does
so
somebody
you
want to
would
run
see it.
upstairs and go? What door did they leave from?
I think they went out the
Oh,
front
yeah,
door.
close that door.
Open and shut the door and see if
Okay, so the front door.
Yeah.
did they leave the front? Yeah, open. and
No, they left from the back door.
yeah, just open and shut it, and I'm
they
gonna
left
see
from
if
that door. The door from in the back where the mudroom is.
yeah.
Oh,
That we came in?
okay.
I think so.
Okay.
No,
I'll-
maybe
So
not.
open and shut
I'll
that
open
one.
it.
Yeah,
both of them.
I'm seeing if like the motion,
Wait.
like vibrations,
Do
maybe.
both of them. Just do both of them, because I
Okay.
could be wrong.
So
Do you get what I'm saying?
So there's the mudroom door we came in, and then where's the other one?
In the back of the kitchen, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the thing is with that, right?
I'm just seeing
It,
if
it
like
was
the
going
vibration.
off for a long time though. Like how long
Yeah, it
would that
did.
vibration last
Right.
from
Yeah.
closing that door?
It's just a thought.
It wouldn't.
But I guess we're about to
No, it
find
wouldn't.
out.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
wouldn't.
keep going, shutting off, and then going back on again.
But
Right.
let's also think about the fact that whatever we're dealing with might be intelligent.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Nothing
that's
there.
That's his going off in the other room. The temperature gauge on that one
I'm gonna move.
is going off.
This one's gonna go off.
report any of the doors in here around
Hasn't set it off. No, and I think they left before that thing started going on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I heard the door shut.
Well, they left when we moved out.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had already shut.
That was the IR light moving.
No, sir.
I just opened those doors and closed them really hard.
Yeah.
We heard.
Yeah.
Good job, but no, yeah, nothing.
Nothing
And
set
then
it
this
off.
one, this REM pod just went off.
Temperature or like
Temperature.
Okay.
But nothing with the doors. Nothing.
No.
Moving the doors did not set that thing off.
Where in there did you set your REM pod? Is it just inside the door?
like right in the center. in
Okay.
there.
Maybe we ought to drop this one over further. You know what I mean? Like in that corner, in the creepy corner.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
Want to try that?
Like beat for a split second.
Thank you.
It sounded like something was, getting ready to mess with the
Closer the two REM pods?
actual motion on it.
Oh.
Can you try to touch that one again?
You get really close to it. What's that?
This thing ticks.
I just have a weird whiff of like something gross,
It's Jeff.
It's a possibility.
but now I don't smell it anymore.
That-
It's like I just
That beef brisket.
What did it smell like?
it just smelled rotten.
Like old
That was
Arby's. No, he mentioned something that
Can you
smelled.
try to touch the
I
other
mean,
one?
he said the bathroom over there every once in a
Oh,
while
yeah.
smells like sewage,
The septic.
right? But I haven't smelled that.
Yeah, I haven't
But
smelled it either.
I just really like for like 5 seconds, I just got this whiff of something gross come by me, and I don't smell it anymore.
Did it come from this direction or not?
It did. It literally.
So
It
that's
felt
probably-
like it came.
Must have
through
came
me.
out of that. Yeah, it must have came out of there. And
But it
kind
was
of.
like a split second. I just smelled like something stinky.
Whoever smells it does it.
What was that?
What?
It sounds like when it starts kind of fluctuating back and forth. It could be the temperature going.
Pitch.
Yeah, because it'll do different pitches, but it could have also been the motion thing on it.
It said did it?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Could you please come and mess with the other antenna closest to us by this door right in front of us? Could you do that, please?
Is it right here? Or is it by the
It's by the back.
By the night thump upstairs?
Yeah, it was like some. Yeah, like the floor settling maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Jeff, did the temperature light on that one just blink?
It did.
Because it's been on steady, and I just saw it blink.
Yep, it's still.
Yeah.
Motion. It's
Yep, motion on the baby monitor.
And the light's going off.
Is that the closer one or the farther one?
It's the one by the back door here, closer one.
Oh, it is.
Do you think there's a draft coming in underneath the door? Perhaps?
It's always a possibility.
But wouldn't it be?
Steady or something?
Well, wouldn't it be? I might be mistaken, but doesn't the temperature gauge turn blue if it's cooler?
Yep. Because
So if it's a
Does it?
draft coming,
Yes.
if it's a draft coming through,
So
it's
it's
colder outside.
hotter.
The both
whatever
ones?
that's
Yeah.
supposed to go together.
Yeah.
They're
They're
singing.
like communicating to each other.
Yeah. It's weird.
Oh, that's like noise. I see this.
Both of them.
It's like Morse code.
Did you hear something?
No, that's just weird.
Oh.
But it's like Morse code. You know, it's like, because this one's like,
a little deep,
this one's
Yeah.
like tap, 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 tap. It's like really reminding me of like Morse code.
It is. You're
Isn't
right.
it?
Trying to give
Yep.
us a signal of something, or you're trying to tell us something.
I just had this like overwhelming.
Together?
Yeah.
I just had this overwhelming like sorrow.
Sorrow?
No, I almost feel like I could cry.
That's how I felt in there.
That's real.
I mean, let it out if you got to. We'll be here for you.
I felt like that too in there.
And I
felt
literally,
really
like, I
sad.
started to tear up.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
oh.
felt grief. Like,
Yeah.
it was like... Are you trying to tell us something, or are you guys talking to each other?
She talks to it like it's a child.
Are you sad like Grace is, or no? Grace is sad. Do you want to talk to her?
Let's dump upstairs.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking I would agree with Jeff. It's almost like the floor setting.
It just stopped as soon as you mentioned being sad.
It's not sad.
Grace can understand you better because she's sad too, so maybe the two of you can talk to each other.
Yeah, oh. When is it Matt's turn?
Are you angry? Are you mad?
Are you happy and excited that there's people to talk to down here?
That's so freaking creepy.
If you want one of us to come in there and talk to you a little closer, go ahead and light up one of those lights for us. Come near that red light, make it turn green. If you come near it, it'll turn green and we can come in there.
Would you like to play a game of hide and seek?
I was played hide and seek with a ghost at the hospital.
Just stop.
And everything stopped. I don't feel as emotional.
It's weird how it got quiet.
Yeah.
Still there, you gotta let us know so we can come in and maybe talk to you. Or how about if you want us to go away from here? Go ahead and light one of those things up. We'll go upstairs.
It was just as soon as you mentioned sadness or sorrow. Strange. Put that one next to the door, and then we'll keep the camera on the far one.
Trying to see if there's like a small something.
And he even when he went upstairs to go grab that, and I was trying to explain this earlier, it has to be in that corner by the head of the bed, because the black box only will go off if like something comes in its area, right? And he was saying when he had walked in, the box lit up, like it had picked up his his
Movement.
being, yeah. So meaning something has to be below it or out of its range. Meaning, like, something has to be, maybe the bear is blocking that side. I don't know. Why is it going off like that? Like, that just doesn't make sense.
So we're up here in the nursery, and Linda's sitting there blindfolded, and she has white noise.
Now remember, it takes a few minutes to get into the groove of this.
She's got some white noise being fed to the earbuds from the phone
Did you
here.
turn the light on in the bathroom?
I think it's been on.
It's been on, yeah.
Well, you moved and it looked like it flipped on.
So we're gonna ask some questions and see what responses we get from Linda. What any kind of images pop into her head, or sounds, or anything else that might.
I can tell you there's curiosity.
Yeah, there's probably
Something's like, what in the hell are they doing?
So, whoever's here with us right now, could you tell Linda your name?
So.
That's the monitors detecting our motion downstairs.
Whoa.
How long have you been at this house? Do Do you have an attachment to the child that sleeps in this room?
Was that a click on her or the click behind her?
Oh no, it'd be clicking on her.
Could be rocking at the chair
Well, that's
slightly.
what I was worded it wrong. I couldn't tell if it was the chair or if it was the door behind her.
Do you have some kind of affection for the child? Can you describe to Linda what you look like? Can you perhaps give her some kind of image of who you are?
Very strange sensation, almost like being in an earthquake.
Very not good.
I can feel the chair is moving.
Is there any reason that Linda might be feeling that she's moving? Do you know what this room was before it was a nursery?
It's a man with a hammer. He's hammering nails into something. Back behind the house. Not comfy. Sorry.
What were you building in the backyard?
But then I feel like somebody comes up and sneaks up behind him and hits him with a hammer.
I love that. I wonder if he wears a hat.
Hits him in the behind the right ear.
Why?
That's a good question.
Why were you hit with a hammer from behind?
And there's a woman that comes running out of the door, running out of the house. She sees him lying there and starts screaming.
How's that corner feel?
Nope.
I didn't think so. That's why I moved.
Yeah, they did say the neighbors in the past did hear screaming and like glass breaking in the house.
There's
Who said
something
that? I said
significant
that?
at the back right corner of the property. An entry point.
What was that? That was not them downstairs.
The back right facing the house would be like the porch that they came in where the dogs were sleeping.
Yeah. Where I heard that talking.
Either that
So,
or
so what?
In the back property.
Jeff asked
It's
Jeff.
the place where this dark figure originally came from.
Jeff asked her
The what?
the dark figure.
why he got hit in the head with a hammer.
Why did he get hit in the head with the hammer? Or does he know who hit him?
I'm sorry. I almost look like a hand.
I think this dark figure entered the house when it was a halfway house. Because I feel like a lot of people living here with a lot of pain. Emotional pain, mental pain.
Does it know that it can leave?
There was a young woman in particular.
What was her name?
What was the young woman's name?
Which room did she stay in?
I think the young woman might have stayed in this room.
Stop. Oh, that was good.
Her name was something like Casey,
K.
K, yep.
Carrie, whatever it was, started
Where'd
with
you
a
get
C.
K?
A hard C.
Wait. Can somebody fill me in?
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Can somebody fill me in?
I called that first,
Yeah.
first thing.
When we were in the basement, she was saying that she...
Where was I? Mentally.
You weren't down there yet.
You were saying that you were
I kept wanting to
envisioning
say
like a
K.
C or like
No,
a K.
Yeah, I was like Karen or Kai. I just wanted. I knew it was a K. And Jeff was like, could be a hard C, and I was like, well, yeah.
So
That's what
If-
she said.
Yeah.
if this was a halfway house, and she's saying that the dark thing came here when it was that, and it stayed in this room,
No, she thinks the woman stayed in the room, not the dark figure.
but that could be what's freaking out the kid. If somebody
I'm
was
so
staying
freaked
in
out
this
by
room.
this back corner behind you.